Good morning. It is Thursday, or how I like to refer to it, Friday Eve, the eve of Friday. And I am getting ready to go into work. Thought I would do a quick movie review of the movie The Assistant, which my lovely wife Ryan and I saw last night at the Nick in downtown Santa Cruz. First of all, I want to say what you will about this COVID-19 virus, but we had dinner and a movie last night and we almost had the restaurant to our entire selves, and we definitely had the movie theater to ourselves as well. So it was kind of nice. But make sure when you go out in public, you take your hand sanitizer and your Sandy wipes, because, don't want to be touching things and getting germs and getting sick. So far, everybody's fine at our house, and I hope they are at your house as well. So The Assistant, starring an unknown actress named Julie Garfield or Garnfeld or something like that, is about a recent college graduate who is aspiring to be a movie producer. So she takes a job in the entertainment industry's mogul's office. She is one of 3 assistants and the only female assistant. And basically the movie is a very long day in the life of an assistant in the entertainment industry, and shows the mundacity of her daily chores, making coffee, making copies, passing out papers, binding together scripts, cleaning up after meetings, and cleaning up people's plates, washing dishes, very mundane things. But then as the day goes on, we see that her boss, who we never see, is involved in some shady dealings with the women, aspiring actresses that comes through the office. So it's definitely an attestation to the Me Too movement. But for me, what really resonated for me was just the great acting. I think the main character of Jane, who's never really named in the movie because she's nameless, no one knows her name, no one really talks to her in the office, but I know that her name is Jane. And she's a great actress and says so much just with her facial expressions. So that character really draws you in, even though in the grand scheme of things, nothing much really happens. It's still pretty riveting to watch, and I stayed awake even though I got up at like 4 a.m. yesterday morning, and after a big dinner out, I was really feeling kind of sluggish, but I stayed awake the entire time. My wife was very proud of me. But anyway, Jane is a likable character, and a character that you definitely, as the viewer, empathize and sympathize with. You can put yourself in her shoes. Well, it really resonated for me, not so much the whole Me Too thing and that her boss is, spoiler alert, a sexual predator, but just how working in certain places or having certain jobs can make the outside world think, oh my God, it must be so great, it must be so glamorous, it must be so this or that, and it's really not. Like the scene when she's on the phone with her dad after she misses giving him a birthday call the day before. She calls him to tell him happy belated birthday, and he's like, oh my God, your mom and I want to hear all about your job, and it must be wonderful, the things you must be doing and the things you must be seeing, we want to hear all about it. And she's like, oh yeah, it's great. Just the sort of image that people can have of certain jobs, certain workplaces, and you're like, oh, it's really not that great. So that really resonated with me. And again, just she seemed very conflicted, and you could really see that in her eyes. And being the only female assistant in the office, sort of just how she's treated with disdain almost by the male assistants and by everyone else in the office. And she just feels like, because she ultimately wants to be a producer, she's sort of stuck because she really thinks that this is the entry-level job that she needs to make her dreams come true. But she's conflicted morally, and there's a moral dilemma and all of that. Initially, I thought the editing was horrible, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so long. But then I realized that was on purpose, and it wanted you to see the long, really boring parts of her day and her job. And then the little, well, not little, but the undertones and the flashes of what was really going on, which was very, very powerful. So The Assistant is now showing at the Nick in Santa Cruz, probably showing in your town as well, or may even be streaming. I think it's technically a 2019 movie, so it may be streaming somewhere as well. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I really liked it, even though, you know, the reviews are mixed. You may think it's boring, but I really liked it. I thought it was very well acted, very timely, a very relevant subject, and it just really drew me in and left me wondering and thinking, what would I do in her situation? So when movies have that kind of effect on me, they tend to get a higher rating for me. So this has been Real Talk with Daphne, #Cinephile. You guys have a great day.